What's poppin' YouTube, and welcome to my channel, Astro Finesse. It's your boy Lil Finesse Jiggy Hippie, back with another video for y'all. And this video right here is if your North Node is in the sign of Virgo. And I'll pause for the cause. If you don't know what your North Node is, if you don't know how to find your North Node, if you're a new subscriber, if you're just starting off your journey of self-love, self-knowledge, self-understanding, if you don't understand how important it is to learn about yourself, talking about you, through astrology or numerology, through chakras, anything spiritual, don't worry, I got you. There are a couple of videos, I'll put the link in the description. You gotta watch them first to become hip to the knowledge of what I'm about to talk about right now. So if you look to your birth chart and your natal chart, and you realize that if you look at your birth chart or your natal chart, you realize that your North Node is in Virgo, this video is for you. So without further ado, let's just get it popping, shall we? And you know, before I start, I'm gonna give you a list of some celebrities so y'all can visually see what North Node in Virgo people look like and act like in reality. So to start, we got Heath Ledger, Kylie Jenner, Kourtney Kardashian, Muhammad Ali, rest in peace, Bob Dylan, Aaliyah, rest in peace, XXXTentacion, rest in peace, Eddie Murphy, your boy Kevin Hart, Jaden Smith, Usher, your boy Kobe Bryant, Aretha Franklin, Stan Lee, Kate Hudson, and Pink. All right, so boom, North Node and Virgo. First of all, what does the North Node and the South Node mean? So the North Node and the South Node represents your destiny, which is your North Node, like your North Star, which you're supposed to go towards. And the South Node represents your karmic past. We all have a past life. This is not the first time being in this human experience. It's not the first time being in this realm. So our spirit inside our body has lived many, many lives before. We're just borrowing this body, this vessel. When you look in the mirror, you're just borrowing the body to carry out your purpose, to carry out your lessons, to learn what you have to learn, to do what you're here to do, your purpose in life. You're using this vessel using this body as a vessel to carry out your mission in life. So in your past life, that is your South Node energy. That's what you came into this life feeling most comfortable doing. The characteristics of your South Node is what you feel the most comfortable doing, your comfort zone, because you've done that so many times in your past life. But now you're being called upon to be pushed more out of your comfort zone, to grow, to progress in life, to work towards your destiny, to work towards your North Node energy. So the North Node energy, those characteristics are what you should be trying to focus on most in this lifetime. So especially if you're under the age of 30, if you start now, you will get like a little head start, because there's something called a Saturn return, when all of a sudden after you hit the age of 30, you will realize your life, your whole mission in life just changes, your whole outlook of life changes. That's like automatically universe is pushing you towards your North Node energy. So you really want to focus on the characteristics of your North Node energy. That's what you're supposed to work towards. And now the North Node is going to always be the opposite sign to your South Node. So in this case, having North Node in Virgo, the opposite sign of Virgo is Pisces. So your South Node is in Pisces. So what does this mean? You have a Pisces South Node, means in your past life, you inhibited a lot of Pisces characteristics. So you came into this lifetime feeling very comfortable inhibiting Pisces characteristics. And what does that mean? We all know Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac, so it's the most spiritual. It's the most, it daydreams a lot. It lives not in reality, it kind of lives in their imagination. But I'm not gonna say imagination as in like it's fake or whatever, because they are extremely spiritual. They get a lot of messages from the universe. They're the last sign before, it's like the last sign of the human experience before going back to the source. So they're extremely in the spiritual esoteric realm. They're not really into reality, the matrix type of things. So in the past life, also Pisces can have the tendency to be addicted to escapism. So like addicted to alcohol, addicted to drugs, anything that gets you out of reality and into another realm. So in your past life, you could have been like really addicted to like drinking, to drugs, really been the type to always want to escape from reality, would have been the type that doesn't really want to take responsibility for things, always wants to like just let life happen to you in a way, like just go and drift with the motions of life in a way. And the way Pisces energy does this is because they have so much, they're so connected to the higher power, so connected to the universe. It's like they have all this faith in the power in the universe that they just let things happen to them. They have like all this faith that things are going to work out for them. So they don't really like to plan things out so much. They just like to live in their mind, in the imagination, in the spiritual realm. So they like to let things happen to them. So they just like drift. They flow the way life pushes them, kind of thing. So really not really planning things out, just like to let things happen to them. Also, Pisces energy is very empathic. So you really loved helping people and really being giving yourself to people, like very self-sacrificing in a way. And the negatives of this, as you see in this world we live in, is really messed up. So people like took advantage of y'all a lot. You didn't place a lot of boundaries onto yourself. You really just like to give yourself up wholeheartedly to people. You didn't set no boundaries for yourself. That's a big thing for Pisces South Node, setting boundaries. You looked at everybody. You looked at the higher self for everybody. So you really liked and loved everybody. You didn't really have discernment about who you should give your energy to. So you really like to open up and give yourself to everybody. So past life, South Node Pisces, you were really spiritual in your mind, daydreaming a lot. You could have been addicted to things that take you out of reality, likes to escape reality, didn't like to really take responsibility head on. You didn't really like to do things in a practical way because it's all about spiritual and all about imagination. So understand that you could come into this life feeling comfortable, not really planning things out. You could have a tendency to be a little lazy when it comes to, when I say lazy, I mean like don't really like to get up at the same time every day to get something done. You just like to like just chill in your bed a lot, probably likes to sleep a lot, likes to really be in your imaginative mind a lot. So you come into this life feeling the most comfortable, doing things in a Piscean way, very spiritual, not practical, and no boundaries. So you're being called upon to get out of your comfort zone. And this is actually a really hard placement to have. Actually, it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of work to change from being so spiritual and esoteric and free flowing and just flowing with the wind and just being like so trusting of the universe and having all this faith, to now you're being called upon to go towards your North Node, your destiny, to be more towards the Virgo characteristics. So from Pisces, from no boundaries, from very imaginative, very free flowing, to going into the Virgo, which is extremely practical. We all know Virgo energy, extremely practical. Virgo's energy is really good at organizing things. Virgo energy loves to work. I've never met a Virgo that's lazy. Like Virgo energy, Virgos love to work. They feel the most at ease. They feel the most fulfilled in their soul and their heart when they are doing something productive, when they're working. So you need to be towards the Virgo energy, be more practical, actually liking to plan things out, be more organized, and having like a set system for yourself, a set way of doing things, working, like doing something that you could really like work every single day in a practical way. So that's, like I said, it's a very hard placement because you'll be like comfortable just, I don't want to plan things out, or I just want to let things happen, or I don't really I have all these ideas in my head, but I don't know how to put it in a practical way, put it into reality. Virgos are all about being in the real world, being in reality. They're very practical. They know what has to be done. They just know, like, they're really in the reality of life. They're on an earth sign. So you're going from a water sign, which is free flowing, intuition filled, imaginative, spiritual, to now being pushed to be more earthy and be more practical and be more grounded. Like, you have to be more grounded in reality. And that's the hardest part for this placement, because you're so used to not being in reality. It's like taking a very spiritual person that has never worked a job before, pushing them into this matrix that we're living and telling them, all right, so now you have to survive, go to work 9 to 5 every day. Now you have to be practical. Now you have to set a schedule for yourself. Now you have to be very organized. It's like, it's not comfortable for y'all because you're so used to being free flowing. But understand, if you have this placement, you can't stay in the South Node energy for a long time, or else your life will not progress. You won't feel fulfilled in life. You really have to work on using your Pisces energy, finding a way to make it practical and push it towards the Virgo North Node energy. Finding a way to be more organized, try to get out the escapism mentality, really try to be set into reality. And I completely understand. I understand Pisces energy to the T, but really trying hard not to run away from problems, or trying hard not to like just try to escape from reality too much. Try not to be so in your imaginative head too much that you're forgetting that you have to be set in this reality. You have to organize yourself. You have to place boundaries for yourself, because Virgos, you already know, they're not the type just to be all up in the open. They really like to watch people and have that detail oriented eye to really observe and to really know when to put their energy into something. So Pisces South Node, y'all had no boundaries. You just loved everybody. You just loved being open and just being empathic to everybody around you. Now you're being called upon to have a little more detail-oriented mannerisms, to really see who is right to be around, who is right to put your energy towards, to have discernment of the energy of people around you, because you're like a sponge. You already know this. Pisces energy is like a sponge. No matter where they go, they just feel the energy in the room. They just feel things on a deep level. Now you're being called upon to, instead of only feeling things, go into the practicality of life and actually be in reality. Like actually know how to put things into practical use, put things into work. Actually like to set a system for yourself, set boundaries for yourself. Try not to be so caught up in the escapism of life. I gotta keep stressing this point because this is actually very important to know. To try not to get caught up in the escapism thing and really work towards being practical and doing something in reality. Try not to be like lazy in this lifetime. Try not to sleep all the time. Try not to sleep so much. Try not to daydream so much. But use all the energy you have in your mind, all the ideas you have in your mind, and plan something out so you can execute it into reality. You have a very creative energy, very creative mind. So I'm not saying forget all the Pisces energy and just be a full Virgo. It's like have that balance, but focus more towards pulling all that Pisces energy, pulling all that Pisces imagination, all that Pisces creativity, all that Pisces spirituality, pull it towards a Virgo practical use. Organize something for yourself, plan something for yourself, have a schedule and actually try to follow a set schedule. Take care of your body, because like Pisces energy doesn't really like to, they don't really think about the reality of life, like what harm doing drugs, drinking so much could do to the body. They don't really care about the mundane reality, the mundane realness of life. They don't care about the mundaneness. They just like to let life happen to them, like let things flow, because they have that faith in the universe that things gonna be okay, and like love overpowers everything, and I love everybody, and everything's gonna be okay. But now you have to understand that you have to really work towards actually taking care of your body, having a system for yourself, planning things out, being extremely organized, being extremely practical, really looking at life for what it really is, rather than looking at life for what you can imagine in your mind. This is extremely hard. I completely understand, but understand how blessed you will be, how your life will change, how much progress you'll make as a person if you can pull that Pisces South Node up into Virgo practicality. This is very important to understand, that you have to look at life for what it really is. Be in the real world. Don't try to escape it so much. Don't try to daydream all the time. You could also be very spiritual like that, but don't be so spiritual, so in your mind to the point that you're forgetting that you have to actually, get up and go to work or something. Get up, make a plan for yourself, get up, go work out, get up and take care of your body, have a system for what you're doing, like really plan things out to the max, like really know what you're here to do as a person. Instead of just like letting life happen to you, you actually have to try and go ahead and like take life in your own hands and actually control life in your own hands. Instead of letting life control you, you want to actually control your life in a practical way, in a Virgo type way, a perfectionistic way, because Virgos really do not miss anything. They like to see all the details. They know exactly what I'm doing today is going to help me out in the future. They know, they plan things out to the T. Virgos plan things out to the T. They don't play when it comes to being organized. They're very analytical. They analyze things to the max. So really work on being in the reality and analyzing things, planning things out. The big thing is having discernment about who is around you, the energy you have around you. Really know what you're here to do as a spiritual person in this mundane matrix. So like Pisces energy does not like being in the matrix, being in the mundane reality, but this is what you're called upon to work towards, moving towards being being mundane a little bit more than rather than being so free flowing all the time. Be practical. Work on things on an everyday basis. Set a workout regimen for yourself. Plan things out that you want to accomplish. Try to work every day on something. Like, try to do something. All right, so tomorrow I'm gonna do this, and the next day I'm gonna do that. Like, try to have a schedule for yourself and work on an everyday mundane basis, so you can actually progress in this lifetime. Be of service to people. Work, like, really work on working. Like, working is a big thing for this placement. Instead of being so laid back in your head and letting life free flow for you, work. Like, do something that you can put work in. So create something for yourself with your imagination and be of service to people and work. Be mundane. Set that schedule for yourself. Set those boundaries for yourself. Boundaries is a very important thing for Pisces South Node people. Boundaries. Really set boundaries for yourself. Don't be so eager to like merge your energy with people. Like, really have discernment about who you're trying to merge with. Really have discernment about who you're really trying to engage with, give your energy to. Yeah, I feel things on a deep level, like I said. So you can't help to feel the energy. You can't help to feel the vibrations of a room. But before you actually put yourself into a situation, before you merge yourself into a situation, really try to pinpoint to see if that person's right for you, to see if the situation is right for me, to see if I'm going to progress in life, if it's going to be practical. Like, really work on thinking things through on a more practical basis, rather than just having the faith in the universe so much that you just do everything and just do anything without really having like a practical background to back it up, if that makes sense. So that's my video on the Virgo North Node. I hope y'all enjoyed that. My next video is going to be on Libra North Node. You already know I'm about to go in. If you have subscribed to my channel, appreciate all y'all, for real. You already know. But if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and handle on time for your boy. Drink your water, mind your business, and be safe out here. It's your boy, Lil Finesse Jiggy Hippie. I'm going to see all y'all when I see y'all. Peace.